Welcome to CAPE PACK20 New Features Training. In this version, we're releasing our newly designed layer editor, which allows you to customize the arrangement of items on your palette. The layer editor is made up of 3 parts: Edit Pattern, Manage Layers, and Preview Load. Edit Pattern allows you to move, turn, delete, or add boxes to an individual layer. You can also expand overhang, which allows more room for your arrangement. To access the layer editor, open your analysis and then click on the Utilities menu and Layer Editor. You will see the Edit Pattern, Manage Layers, and the Preview Load options on your screen. Preview Load is 3D interactive. To use the Edit Pattern portion, click on any case to activate it or highlight it. To activate more than one case, hold down your Shift key on your keyboard and click on Other Cases. Once selected, you can use the buttons at the bottom to do different options. Here's an example of dragging. We're just moving the cases. To deselect, click in a blank area on the palette. Once selected, you can use the other options, which include turning, adding cases, deleting cases, you can also expand the overhang, which gives you more space to create new cases, move your cases, etc. Enter in the portion of overhang that you want to expand by. Keep in mind that this will expand on both sides of the palette or both ends of the palette. An overhang of 1 inch will actually give you 2 inches of space. And you'll see the expanded space in which you have to work. So let's show you an example of what you can do with this editor. I'm just going to turn these cases. We're lining them up along the top, keep them nice and straight. Let's add another one. Now let's lift this middle row of cases. We're going to select each of the cases in that row, hold down Shift and click. And then we're going to use the lift option to enable us to drag those cases and lift them on top of another row. Now we'll select our initial row. We don't want to lift these, we just want to drag them until they're nice and flush with the other cases. And then we'll take our initial 3 lifted cases and we'll drop them back on the other side of the palette into position nice and tight. Last but not least, we'll use the center option to center this on the load. We'll save our changes. And let's take a look at the full load. Arrange the layers of your load in a custom order, add or delete layers, create new layers, or rotate and flip layers. Managing layers allows you to do a variety of different functions with the full load. To use it, first click on Manage Layers. That will give you access to those controls. You'll see immediately that the 3D view changes to a full palette load, which is interactive. So you can spin it, take a look at what you've done. So let's take a look at flipping layers. Okay? Flipping layers lets you alternate the layers of your load. So we're going to click on layer number 4 here in the list. And then we're going to select that we want to flip this. I can flip it in either the length, the width, or both. I'm going to select width. When I click on that, my load will update with one layer alternated, and you can see that in there. One layer is flipped in the width direction. Okay. To unflip that layer, I click on the same layer and then select the None option from the drop-down list. And our load reverts to normal. Another option you can do is copy a layer. So we have a copy feature here. You just make another copy. So if you want 6 layers instead of 5, select the layer you want and click on Copy. To get rid of that layer that you've created, select the layer that you want. In this case, all the layers are identical, so you could select any one that you want. And then you hit the Delete option. And we're back to 5 layers. To create a new pattern for your load, I need a pattern that is a different arrangement than what I currently have on the 5 layers here. I select the New option, and that will bring up a Create New Layer dialog screen. You have the choice here of different patterns that are already available. In this case, we have 2 patterns, the original pattern and the same pattern with spread. Okay? So we're going to click on pattern number 1, which is the original pattern. And then I have 2 options at the bottom. Create a copy of this one or create a new pattern using this as a guideline. So I'm going to create a pattern that has a new name that looks exactly like this pattern. And that's the option that I want here. Now what that does is that allows you to edit just that one pattern and not affect the other layers of the load. Okay, so now when I get back to my screen, I see that I have a new pattern and it's called pattern number 3 and it's layer number 6. Okay, I can move that pattern. I can edit that pattern. I can do whatever I want. Let's edit the pattern. We're just going to delete some cases and center. We'll go back to Manage Layers, and now we can see that that top layer is different from all the others. Different pattern number. Now if I want, I can move this down in the load. Use the down button. I can make a copy of this layer if I want to. And if I want, I can come in here and delete some of the existing layers so that I still retain my 5-layer load. This is especially handy if you need to create a pattern with alternated layers, but all the cases are facing the same direction. It's a column type pattern. And you can create one column pattern facing the width and one column pattern facing the length, and you can alternate them in the load.